Hello, my dear friends. I'm so excited today because I received in my letterbox my French edition of How to Draw Inky Wonderlands. In French, we call this book Tout dessiner comme Johanna Basford, which means in English, draw everything like Johanna Basford. I'm going to flip through the whole book with you and show you some of my drawings I've made following the tips from Johanna Basford. I'm also going to speak about the Inky Art School that you can find on YouTube. It's free drawing lessons given by Johanna Basford herself. With this book and the lessons given on YouTube by Johanna Basford, you'll really be able to draw like Johanna Basford. First, you have a cardboard cover, and on the back of the cover, you have a drawing by Johanna Basford that you can color. Here you have flowers, butterfly, and plants. And here you also have small drawing you can color on cardboard paper. Here on the title page, you have blank spaces, so you can already draw yourself on your book to fill the white spaces. It's funny that the title is not the same in French than in English. But I think the French title is very appropriate because at the end of the book, you'll really be able to draw everything like Johanna Basford. I really admire Johanna Basford a lot for giving all her tips and tricks to draw like her. She really wants to share her creativity and make people happy. Here you have a page where you can write your name, as usually in Johanna Basford's books. During the Inky Art School, she showed us how to draw that kind of pattern as you can write your name or something else inside. It was during the day 5. I'll give you all the links to the Inky Art School in the info box. Here you have a short introduction about how to use this book. I really liked the point number 5. Have fun. Don't be too precious and give yourself permission to make mistakes. Drawing is a practice, something you will master over the time. I totally agree with that point. Don't compare your work with someone else's work. You just have to compare with your own work, the one of yesterday and the one of last year, and you'll see all the progress you make every day. The purpose of all this is to have fun and to make you happy. That's why creativity exists. Here you have a list of all the materials you need to use the book. Here is the first part about the garden. There is already a blank space here, so you can fill it with your creativity. Let's begin with the flowers. I'll zoom a little bit so you can see it well. So here you have all the steps to draw yourself a flower in 5 steps. First steps, you have a simple shape to draw with your pencil. On the second step, the shape you've already drawn is in light gray, and in black you have the new shape you have to draw to make your flower. Johanna shows us a technique to make equal petals. So you have to cut your round in quarters. So it's really easy to make a few petals, 12, like the hours in a clock. This flower is the first one I drew during the Inky Art School. I used the page after a while to make some color tests, but you can see that flower is really simple to do. I just changed a little bit the shape of the petals because it was the way Johanna showed us how to do them during the Inky Art School. Here is the page showing how to make leaves and how you can draw them in garlands and how to add inky details to make them beautiful. This page is about how to make flowers bouquets. First, practice exercise. Johanna drew a border with flowers, so you can add your own creation following the steps she showed under the border. As usual, you have the first step in black, and on the second step, the first step you have already drawn is in light grey. The new step is in black. During the Inky Art School, I hadn't the book yet, so Johanna gave us a file so we could follow the class with a page on which she had already drawn something, and we could fill it with flowers of Inky Art School. My little boy, aged 9, followed with me the Inky Art School. So this is his drawing. He didn't go over the lines with ink, but I really like what he did anyway. We continue the adventure with flowers and different ways to draw it and to draw them together. Here is a page about the Inky Insects. My little boy really loved this page, and he took a copy at school so he could draw insects with his buddies. Here you have a page to practice your drawing of insects. It's written, add some inky insects to this garden scene, add the bugs from the previous page, or invent your own. Johanna Basford always let a door open to our creativity. Here is a page about new flowers. She shows us how to do them and how to add patterns inside the drawing. Here is a page about how to draw a heart with tracing paper. Today, the day I shoot the video, it's Valentine's Day, so it's funny. We learned today how to make a heart. Here is the page about the butterflies. I really love to color butterflies and draw them. You can add a lot of colors on them. It's always beautiful. On this page, we learn how to do spherical motif. During Inky Art School, my son drew this spherical motif with flowers, following the steps of Johanna Basford. There is a missing part on the sheet because it was a live stream and it was really fast, so it was too fast for him and he thought it was a mess, so he cried a little. So I stopped the video and I told him, we are going to do it step by step and slowly if we need. Afterwards, he cut a small piece of the pages so we can't see the trace of his tears anymore. Here you have how to draw floral garlands. Once again, it's explained step by step in 5 steps. At the end, you redraw with ink and you erase softly your pencil strokes. Here you have the symmetrical crest. So there is a blank space where you can add your name or whatever you want to write. Here is a page about how to make symmetrical patterns and repeat them on your page. To finish this part about garden, I want to show you the drawing of my son after Inky Art School. Here, he made some flowers and added a little green monster. Here are the 12 flowers Johanna Basford taught us to draw during the day 3 of Inky Art School. Some are in the book and some are not. That's why Inky Art School and the book are very complementary. Here is my own version of the 12 flowers taught by Johanna Basford. It was really fun to color the flowers I have drawn myself. I really had the impression to color flowers drawn by Johanna Basford and not by myself. It's really great to see what you can do in only 3 lessons. Here we begin the part about the ocean. I really love ocean, I love draw it and I love color it. Here you have the different ways to draw fishes. Johanna Basford shows you step by step how to draw them and let a page on the right so you can practice your first drawing of fishes. Here it's written, fill this seascape with lots of fish, then add a splash of color. Of course, the purpose is not only to draw your inky wonderlands, it's also to color them. Here we have the steps to draw boats and a blank space so you can draw your own boats or copy the one Johanna Basford showed us. Here, Johanna shows us how to make patterns inside fishes, and she gives you a lot of exercise so you can practice adding patterns inside your fishes. Here is a page about Seaweed Tangle. And very important, in Johanna Basford's books, you have always treasures hidden in the bottom of the oceans. Here she shows us how to draw them, and as usual, you have a blank page to practice. She suggests to add glitter gel pens to add a little sparkle to your creations. Here we have flotsam and jetsam, and how to make ocean-inspired geometrical shapes. As you see, this drawing is the same as you can find on the back on the cover. Here. It's the same. Here we have a page about crabs, how to draw a crab, and on the right page you have the outline, and Johanna asks us to add details to the outlines. You can even add some drawings around the patterns. Here is a page about ocean patterns. In Lost Ocean, there is a whole page with only that kind of pattern. I never had the courage to color it, but I see some people making beautiful creation with this page. On the right, you have a page when you can practice and add your ocean patterns. I think I'll never use this page for that, and instead I'll put something else. But some of you can find it very relaxing to draw some pattern and repeat them on the whole page. It's up to you. Here we have a page about seashells, how to draw them in 5 steps. In Lost Ocean, there is a wonderful page with seashells. I enjoyed a lot coloring this page. The seaweed. How to make seaweed. Drawings of ocean are really much more beautiful with seaweed on the bottom. Johanna Basford suggests to complete this magical seascape with tangles of seaweed, tropical fish, and maybe a scary sea monster. I think the mention of the monster will make my boy wanting to draw on this page. I've bought the book for us too. We have to share the pages. The ship in a bottle. That really makes me dream. You can add everything you want inside the bottle and create a whole world. It's like a dream. The ocean ribbon motif. You have all the steps to draw it yourself. And on the right, a page to practice. It's really simple to draw, so you can use it to add on your cards or on the letters you send to your friends. What a beautiful lobster! Here we have also the steps to draw a jellyfish. We are now in the part about the forest. Here you have how to draw leaves from the forest in different steps. And here is a page you can fill with falling leaves. Johanna Basford suggests to use different shades of green for a spring or summer color palette, or oranges and reds for a fall-inspired pattern. Here I can show you oranges and reds shades that I colored in a page of Enchanted Forest Artist Edition. Wildflowers. There are another kind of flowers, mostly in the forest, and in the border Johanna added some leaves. It's really beautiful. A beautiful dragonfly, you can color it very wonderfully. And here you have the steps to draw a bug. They make me think about the bugs we can see in World of Flowers. There are 4 bugs on a page. I really want to color this page, but I have so many ideas that I don't know which one to choose. The mushrooms. In Enchanted Forest, on almost every page you have beautiful mushrooms, and here Johanna shows us how to draw them in very simple steps. Here you have all the treasures of the forest. Inside of them there is a lantern, and on the right page you have a beautiful drawing. In the center you can add whatever you want as a forest treasure and color the whole page. You can add some patterns and some inky details to the different leaves she left in blank. Here are the different steps to draw vines and how to add all the leaves to your vines. On the white page, you can add vines and all what you want inside the forest, like a hidden key, a singing bird, or butterflies. It's very cool that she left so much blank spaces to draw inside her book, so you can draw and color on a thick paper, and it's the paper you have the habit to color in on your other coloring books. The different steps to draw ferns, and on the right page, different kind of ferns you can draw, being inspired by the way of the first page. Here are the borders and the way to draw a symmetrical border. In Johanna Basford books, a lot of pages have a border and not only the pattern inside the pages. Now you know how to draw it. How to draw a tree. A tree seems difficult to draw, but when you follow the steps by Johanna Basford, you can see it's really easy. You draw first the general shape of your tree and then you add the details, the branches and all the leaves. I followed those simple steps to draw my tree in Enchanted Forest Artist Edition. I can show you that if you want. Here is the tree I drew following the step by step by Johanna Basford. First, I wanted to make 2 trees, symmetrical trees, but I thought when I did it that it wasn't beautiful. It's like the squirrel was closed between 2 trees. So I erased the second one and I made a bigger branch. I shot videos about how I colored the squirrel, the leaves, how I drew the tree, and how I added blue leaves on the background. You can find it in the other videos of my YouTube channel. The secret door. How to draw it in 6 steps. With Johanna Basford, everything always becomes magical. She called the page the secret door, instead of calling it simply the door. That's a way she has to make everything magical. Here is a page about how to draw an owl. I used this page to draw the owl in my title page of Enchanted Forest. I drew a second tree so I could film it, because my first tree I didn't film it and my followers asked me how I did it, so I made a second one to be able to post a video tutorial. Well, it becomes bigger than the first one. It's like that with art. You don't always know where you're going. As I had much spaces, I made 2 branches so I could add an owl. And for the owl, I followed every steps described by Johanna Basford to draw exactly the same owl on my tree. I haven't colored the leaves yet because I want a page with summer inspiration, and at that time I was coloring autumn inspiration, so I let the leaves uncolored so I could complete it later, and I already have some ideas to fill the white space of the pages. Here is a border which is perfect to draw a forest creature of your own. You can choose whatever you want to draw inside: an owl, a rabbit, a fox. Johanna Basford often draw a frame like this in her coloring books. Here you can see a page where she made a beautiful frame and she drew a beautiful pond scene with hidden treasure. Here is a page about how to draw birds. Johanna Basford said that first she thought that her birds were really tricky. She worried that they didn't look like they could fly. Their bodies were too chubby, their wings too little. Then she remembered that they are her inky creations, so she could draw them any way she fancied. That's the point about art. You don't need to make drawings that are realistic. You make everything you want. Here there are branches to draw your little birds on it with a little caterpillar and a butterfly. Here is the Woodland Garland. Johanna shows us how to draw leaves and flowers from the forest to make a beautiful garland you can use every day. She encourages us to use our drawings in our life of every day. And this is already the end of this book. During the Inky Art School, Johanna showed us how to draw this kind of motif to write the word "end." I used it to write "Thank you, Johanna," for these 10 days of Inky Art School. Then I transformed it and wrote "Good luck, Johanna," the day she asked us to draw a doodle on a post-it, to encourage us for a Guinness World Record. So I drew a bear drawing like Johanna Basford, and I wrote, "Good luck, Johanna." She won the world record of the biggest drawing in the world. Here is the test page to make your test with your pens and pencils, especially the pens, so you can see if it bleeds through the pages. It's very interesting to have this kind of pages, so you can test everything before coloring in your coloring book. Here, the same pattern as on the first page of the cover, and all the books Johanna edited until today. In the daily calendar of Johanna Basford, you can already practice your drawing like Johanna Basford. You see there is a line, and on the right of the line nothing is drawn. So you can use it to add some inky creations and complete the page. Here I added a butterfly, and I added some leaves and flowers in the way of Johanna Basford. Here it was during Pink October, and I drew the flower I show you first in this video, and I completed the other flowers on the page. I added a pink ribbon because it was the campaign against breast cancer. Here is a drawing from Inky and the Ivy Butterfly, and on the right side of the page I added patterns that I take in the book Ivy and the Inky Butterfly to complete the picture. And you? Are you also going to begin to draw like Johanna Basford? I thank you very much for watching this video, and I meet you again very soon in another video. Happy drawing and happy coloring!